Hey everyone, I'm Abhinav, Director of Product at Uptycs. I'm here with Abby. Abby, you want to introduce yourself?
Abby Bangser. I'm a principal engineer at Syntasso. We're building the Cradix framework to help people build their internal platforms.
Abby's shown some amazing thought leadership on platforms. I've learned a lot from her over the last year. And, I'm curious to hear your perspective on platforms and security and how are they coming together? What are some of the challenges you're seeing there on that side?
A lot of people talk about platforms today within the concept of developer experience. And I sometimes compare that to the offices of, 2000s, where everyone wants a foosball table and everyone wants food served and they want the joy of developer experience, when actually most employees just want autonomy. They want to be able to do their job. They want to be able to do what they were hired to do and do it well. And I think that's actually where platforms thrive, is providing the autonomy and the needs that these software developers and other kind of end users in your organization need to depend on. And so what platforms can do is enable an organization to have consistency of security without having to try and scale the number of humans in their organization that can do that. So take those experts in your organization and really leverage them across your different teams.
For developers and DevSecOps, right? We think around code to cloud, we think around image security, CI scanning. Do you see that sort of as making its way into platforms today, or is it separate? And what are some of the challenges in terms of just kind of getting that part of the development process and thinking about security first?
I think I saw an article, I'm probably going to misattribute, and I'm very sorry to the author when I do, but there was an article, I believe, by a Google engineer about the idea of, instead of shifting left, shifting down. And the idea of taking things that you want to get fast feedback loops on, and instead of forcing them back on the software developers or on the early stages of the process, still providing those fast feedback loops, but doing so through platforms, through something that people can leverage and sit on top of. Yes, I want all of those things as a software developer. I want the scanning. I want the security. I don't want to be on the front page of the newspaper, but I don't actually know how to do it well. And I really want to not be worried about being on the front page of the newspaper either. And so if I can use a platform internal to my organization that I can trust to do things the right way, that will make me feel more comfortable to move fast with delivery of software to my end users. So I think I've heard this concept of shift down, and I really like that as a way of talking about getting into the platforms.
It's fascinating because the abstraction part of it, right? Where, abstraction isn't meant to hide details. It's meant to reduce the cognitive load. And I think that's where we see industry moving. For example, why show the developers CVE data? That's not the data they're used to reading. Show them, hey, I introduced this software package or this open source. You can fix these, and introduce more of those types of practices that are, developer friendly, but of course, secure guardrails, but also a language that they understand. And I think I see security moving in that direction, and kind of security and platforms almost converging on those kinds of things.
We always have abstractions. We're all sitting on top of them. It's just sometimes we forget that we're abstracting them. But I think that the thing we want the developers thinking about is their product. So when it comes to security, something like scanning the images is not unique to any one of our product teams. It's not even unique to any of our organizations. It's something we all need. So why should someone have to think about that? In contrast, something like data residency. Now that might be specific to your product. That might be you thinking about the fact that you have users in Germany and the data can't leave Germany, or you have certain users who require PCI compliance through your platform. How do you treat them differently than other customers? These are things that your software teams can and should understand and make kind of transparent to the platform. Ask for the things they need. Now, what does data residency or PCI look like to implement? That can still be pushed down. Yeah, exactly. But knowing that you need those things, that's a product kind of level discussion. So it's not that we're taking security out of the hands of software devs and telling them that they don't have to worry about it, someone else will worry about it. It's that we're asking them to worry about the things that bring value in their context. Yeah.
I see that as kind of the next wave of developer self-service and getting to that model. I think that's going to have to be a key enabler. So awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.